Yeah, I was thinking as well. I've got to stop. I think, yeah, talking about bitching about people and you know, sharing the hate and all that. It's a difficult thing, you know. When do you kind of sort of, you know, engage with your you know, the wider thing, and when is it best to just sort of not do that at all? Because like Kid Shirt had a bit of a go at a broadcast in live performance, to be fair, a while ago, and it was rather refreshing for these ears to read, if you know what I mean. But you know, generally speaking, I don't want to be somebody who just who criticises. But sometimes, you know, you get pissed off. I've realised that I do need, like, there is this thing where genres are going to just sort of keep coming in waves, and I'm gonna have to just, you know, it's a bit like Tories or something. There's always going to be a new lot, and you can't just let it sort of get to you in some sort of way, or idiots. You know, there's always a fresh crop. But yes, with genres, you know, I can't let, like, the hypnagogic 80s fetishizing business of people who are 22 in you know, from Los Angeles or whatever, get to me, even when they're like trying to rip off some kind of 1984 English pop vibe or something, and singing in funny accents. And the reason I've decided for this is, yeah, it's partly just because, you know, it's bad for my blood pressure at my age or something, but also you can't win, and as well, you know, to be fair, when I was their age, there was a lot of, which was in the 90s, there was a lot of the 70s about, and you know, and when we were kids, we watched Starsky and Hutch, and we thought Huggy Bear was cool, and then we liked funk, and you know, all sorts of things like that, and you know, that fed into things, but then, you know, I'd like to think that fed into things things that were different, things that weren't. I suppose that's not the point. You know, even some of these people who, you know, the 80s thing is not. We don't have to listen to. We may have to endure people like name checking Don Henley, or even fucking, you know, Harold Faltermeyer or some shit. But they don't produce the exact same music, so that's fair enough. And I was thinking about, talking about the 70s and so on. You know, if you went back further, I mean, in the 70s there was a whole kind of 50s worship, you know, and this stuff does happen. It's a cultural phenomenon that is not new. Nothing is new under the sun, etc. Especially not me. But I was thinking, like, what was it like? You know, I got pissed off with there was some tune that somebody posted on the message board I read, and I said, I made some comment about, oh, now I know how, you know, Muddy Waters and them must have felt, you know, just because they were, you know, it was really recycling, you know, a kind of particularly sort of English 80s or European, imagined Europe of the 80s or something anyway. And I was thinking, what did the Stones and so on look like to the blues men of their day? But yes, even on a less kind of and less obvious example. I mean, what was it like to have fought in the war in this country and suddenly see glam rock, you know, to see Roxy Music or Bowie or whatever, or even, you know, your real, you know, the Muds and that lot. So, you know, it is all relative. It's not an excuse, but you can't you can hate, but you got to, you know, you got to do it. You got to. Yeah, is yin and is yang, and yeah, that's it with it really.